together, why do you have hope at this juncture that even though humankind is going to be leaned on like never before, we will find it in our power to be at our best, because it's going to take that?
I think it's a really interesting and important, it's more than important, it's the key question, I think, of our age. I did a debate a couple of nights ago in Intelligence Squared with Ian Bremmer, and Ian was arguing the opposite, and he actually won the debate because I think the feeling is of pessimism. But I studied history as an undergraduate, and I think naturally as a historian, I think. And this book is really driven by a historical analysis. And I went back to the industrial age. I mean, if we were having this conversation in 1850 or 1860, and there were 11-year-olds working in factories, and our cities were uninhabitable, and you had immense, in 1848, when Marx wrote the manifesto, when you had immense gulf between a tiny capitalist class and this impoverished, semi-employed proletarian class. If anyone was being optimistic, as Marx interestingly was, although he was unrealistically optimistic, you say, well, you're crazy, this thing can't be fixed. The two things to add to this is it takes time. We live in an age where the culture of impatience is really ingrained in us. So we think, for example, well, there should be an app to fix the future. Oh, maybe blockchains are going to come along. That's the thing that fixes everything. Or it's going to be AI, or it's going to be virtual reality, or it's going to be augmented reality. But those things won't fix the future. They'll help, they'll play a role, or they could also break the future. We need to be patient. We need to work together. We saw in the industrial age, we saw the emergence of labor unions. We saw laws being developed to not allow 11-year-olds to work in factories. Now, we saw environmental laws, and I'm not saying it all got fixed. We know that global warming is still a huge problem. Consumers began to articulate their interests, and most importantly, citizens, manifesting Moore's law, took responsibility. Whether they were teachers or labor union organizers or lawyers, people worked to make things better, but it took time. And I think the point about the digital revolution is, in terms of its scale and its profundity in changing the world, it's equal to the Industrial Revolution, and we're still at a relatively early stage. So I'm optimistic in the sense that I believe that humans have, if there is what Marx called a kind of a species being, defining us as different from smart machines or dogs or cats, what we have been always good at is firstly breaking the future and then fixing it. Now it's intuitive. You can't come up with, there's no scientific proof of this.